Someone cuts you off in traffic. A coworker talks down to you. A loved one misunderstands your intentions. And suddenly, your peace feels fragile. In that instant, your mind burns with emotion. You want to explain, defend, maybe even strike back. But this, right here, is the defining moment between wisdom and weakness. The Stoics knew that life would always test you. It's not the insult, the challenge, or the loss that defines you. It's the space between what happens and how you choose to respond. The ancient philosophers didn't live calm lives. They created calm minds. They ruled empires, faced betrayal, exile, even death. Yet they remained composed. Today I'll show you 5 Stoic responses that turn chaos into clarity, anger into awareness, and pain into power. Stay until the end. The 5th response is something most people never master, but it changes everything. Before diving into deep, take a moment to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Let's start. Response 1. Interesting. Let's think this through. When someone challenges you, most people react instantly, either defending or attacking. But the Stoic approach begins with curiosity. Instead of saying, "You're wrong," say, "That's interesting. Let's think this through." This single sentence creates a mental pause, a moment of control. You've shifted from reaction to reflection. I once worked with a man who disagreed with nearly every idea in team meetings. At first, I took it personally. But one day I tried something different. When he criticized my plan, I said, "That's interesting, Mark. Let's explore your view for a second." He blinked, paused, and suddenly his hostility melted. Within minutes, we were brainstorming together instead of arguing. Marcus Aurelius said, "Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself." He meant that understanding someone's reasoning doesn't make you weak. It makes you wise. When you ask others to think with you instead of fight with you, you turn confrontation into collaboration. Use this response whenever you feel cornered. It's a bridge instead of a wall. Response 2. You might be right, and I'll take responsibility for my part. The ego hates responsibility, but strength embraces it. When you admit your share of fault, even slightly, you shock the aggressive mind. It's hard to attack someone who takes ownership with calm confidence. Imagine a heated argument at work. Someone says, "You're always late with reports." Instead of defending, say, "You might be right. I haven't been as consistent as I could be. I'm fixing that this week." You'll notice something strange. Their anger loses fuel. Why? Because you gave them what they unconsciously wanted: acknowledgement. Seneca wrote, "A great mind becomes invincible by accepting responsibility for everything that happens." He wasn't talking about guilt. He was talking about freedom. When you own your response, no one can emotionally control you again. This isn't about surrendering. It's about mastering the battlefield of the mind. Response 3. That's one way to see it. Here's another. This response is quite powerful in motion. It acknowledges another person's viewpoint without accepting it as truth. It tells the world, "I heard you, but I think for myself." A philosopher once said, "Agreement is easy. Integrity is harder." During the fall of Rome, Stoic thinkers were often pressured to align with politics they didn't believe in. Many survived by mastering the art of calm disagreement, showing dignity without defiance. You can use this daily, with co-workers, family, or anyone who confuses disagreement with disrespect. When someone says, "You'll never succeed doing that,"
You respond, "That's one way to see it. Here's another." No anger, no defense, just strength wrapped in calmness. In that single breath, you establish your independence of thought. You remain polite, but immovable. That's Stoic grace. Firm, not fragile.
Response 4. I appreciate that you shared your view. Gratitude is the most unexpected weapon in a world addicted to reaction. When someone criticizes you, harshly or unfairly, try saying, I appreciate that you shared your view. It confuses them, because people expect conflict, not composure. They expect your ego, not your equanimity. A true Stoic doesn't respond for approval, they respond for peace. I once saw a mentor of mine get publicly insulted at a seminar. The man shouting at him was red with anger. My mentor nodded and said, "Thank you for your honesty." It takes courage to speak your mind. The room went silent. The critic didn't know what to do. He came to fight, but found no opponent. Gratitude disarms hostility. It shows emotional mastery, a rare kind of strength. When you're thankful, even in tension, you prove that your peace isn't negotiable. Response 5. Silence and a small smile. This is the response of mastery. No words, no defense, just presence. Silence isn't weakness. It's the sound of a person who no longer needs validation. Epictetus said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish or stupid." That means let people misunderstand you, let them project, let them talk. Silence exposes those who speak from emotion. It makes the impulsive uncomfortable because they feed on reaction, and you refuse to serve it. I once watched a heated board meeting where one director was being unfairly accused. He didn't say a word. He just sat there, breathing slowly, calm eyes fixed on the speaker. When it was over, he simply said, "Are you finished?" and continued with the agenda. That moment taught me more about composure than any book ever could. Sometimes silence is the loudest response because it shows who truly controls themselves. Let's reflect for a moment. Life will test you every single day. People will misunderstand, insult, provoke, and disappoint you. The world will not always meet your expectations, but your reaction, that's always yours. It's your last domain of freedom. Here's what the Stoics would remind you. Respond with curiosity, not defense. Take responsibility, even when it hurts your ego. Respect other views without losing your own. Show gratitude instead of anger. Embrace silence as your ultimate power. You don't have to be a philosopher to practice Stoicism. You just have to remember that control begins within. Next time someone tests your patience, pause and breathe. Ask yourself, is this worth my peace? Most of the time, the answer is no. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "You always own the option of having no opinion. There is never any need to get worked up or to trouble your soul." The calm person doesn't live in an easy world. They've simply learned not to give their inner world away so easily. So stay calm, stay grounded, and when the storm comes, as it always does, remember, you are not the storm. You are the mountain that endures it. If this message spoke to you, subscribe for more Stoic wisdom and modern philosophy to help you stay calm, wise, and unshakable, no matter what life throws at you. See you in the next video. Thank you.